and Fez show. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Normally, if you are part of a team, a radio team, you don't need a sidekick. I found that I do. I've got Bronx Johnny. Normally, Fezzy, it's either one guy and a sidekick or a team. We're a team with one of the guys having a sidekick.
I don't think it's working out. I don't think the hemispheres are mixing here. Northern and Southern.
People love Bronx Johnny. I'm getting the feedback at ronandfez at AOL.com. RonFez.net has blown up with it. I believe Post Tours are in behind him. The Whack Bag guys are there. Ron and Fez show at XM or whatever that one is. They're all part of it in a big, big way. It seems like it's taken out for my new sidekick, Bronx Johnny.
I don't think he's so special.
So, Earl, we had a little bit of an uncomfortable moment here. Fezzy was giving out the wrong date, and the girl had to mouth to me that we had the date wrong.
How do we get that wrong, Earl? On a giant sheet. That her signing is Friday at the Tower Records on 4th and Broadway, not today.
I always send out like the little blurbs and everything, and I thought I put it on there, and then Dave puts out he writes out a big one sheet.
So it's not your fault.
Dave,
it's possible, but I don't know.
You've got to fucking get off the Red Bull, brother.
No. Whoa. I print what's on that sheet word for word.
You
what Earl?
Fucked up.
I will show you my email from Earl.
Go.
Boom.
No, Go ahead, Virginius. Get down there and grab that thing.
The only day that is written on this plug that I was given to read is what word? Today.
I do see today. And then while Fez is reading that, she's doing this at me. Friday. Oh. And in the meantime, Master Poe's got her by the hips. Loving you is easy 'cause you're beautiful.
He practically dipped her.
I'll tell you this. I'll give fucking Master Poe this. Confidence. He's confident. And then during the break, he was saying how when he was growing up, it was all about Elvis, who used to do karate and sing, and that's what he wanted to be. So I wish that would have got on the air.
I'm just saying it's quite possible that the fuck up was indeed mine.
Well, then why throw the kid under the bus?
No, because I usually send out the email, and he does.
I glared daggers at you when I realized I had that wrong, and I had to be corrected on the air. I glared daggers at you, Earl, and you pointed outside of the master control studio where you're sitting, like it's someone else's fault.
And here's the thing, because it doesn't come back to you, it's Fez's. The lady from Penthouse says, "Thank you very much. That was cute." But she goes like this. She pulls me close. She goes,
"Right?
But your partner is an ill-begotten son of a bitch."
Oh.
And I go, "Look, he only reads what's on the sheet." And she looks at me like this, and she goes like this. "He better get his sheet together then." She goes like this. "Or you will see the last of Penthouse." I go, "Me?" She goes, No. I mean the corporate you and your partner. She goes, "You and your sidekick I love. They love you, Johnny."
Love them too, man.
Now my name is Mud around the Penthouse offices.
Well,
Mud.
No, your name is Mud Eater. I don't even know how that came up.
Well, that's just mean. It had nothing to do with the plug.
And I said change that to Norton. I go, you got the two people confused. Fezzy, I saw Eastside Dave just handed you it.
This is the email from Earl that he uses to type up the plugs. Today, Penthouse Pet of the Month, Krista Ann, signing copies of the April issue at Tower Records on 4th and Broadway in New York City from 6 to 8 p.m.
What day?
Today.
Spell that for me. Is that T-A, today?
T-O-D-A-Y, today.
Well, I thought I wrote today she'll be in studio.
Oh, I see. I got it now.
But again...
Well, let me guess. How would I have figured out today was the day she was in studio? Oh, that's right, when I looked at her.
I apologize.
Well, where is Friday then?
Okay, I made a mistake. I'm sorry.
It's an honest mistake,
I made a mistake.
Yeah, it's an honest mistake, but look what it takes to get an own up to it.
Fez, I know how you feel. When you guys went out to Vendetta last night, I thought we were teaching them a lesson then. Unfortunately, I had to come back and bite you on the ass today.
And I did say...
Or today.
And I did say it was possible that I did make a mistake.
No, you didn't.
After Eastside Dave ran down the fucking hall.
As soon as you knew this email was coming back to haunt you.
No, I said it the second I said it. That it was possible. That I made a mistake. It's like, yeah, it's possible I made a mistake. I made a mistake and I'm sorry.
Here's what I think. I think it's maybe not even that big a deal.
It got turned into one.
So Penthouse hates you. What do you care?
I don't want to be hated by Penthouse.
You're a fucking Nancy boy. They got nothing over there that you want.
I know, but that whole mud eater thing they came up with.
I'm going to tell you the truth. That was mine.
Oh.
I'm just still mad over last night's Vendetta. Fucking what I consider et tu brute. Et tu brute.
I think we're square now. I saw this online of an online survey of just some precarious situations and what people would accept for money to do these things.
All right, let's take a listen to one of them.
All right. For $100,000, that was the asking price there.
I'll do it.
For $100,000, would you run into a funeral where you don't know anyone and during the eulogy yell, "I'm glad he's dead," and then run away?
For 100 G's? No. I'll tell you what. Because for me, you're hurting somebody else's feelings that you don't know. I don't mind doing something that I take the heat for, but why bring pain to these other people? I mean, we sit around every day making fun of that lady from Kansas for bringing pain to people after they lost a family member. To me, it ain't worth $100,000.
How many people do you think, what percentage of people do you think said they would do it?
Well, probably 90.
85% said they would.
Yeah. Now, let's, instead of taking it that way, Fez, we'll use it for discussion form rather than trying to guess numbers. What about you, Dave? Would you do it?
Absolutely.
All right, let me go to Bronx Johnny.
Nah, man, that's not right.
That's why you're with me, brother. Me and you. What about you, Fezzy?
I wouldn't be able to do it.
No. Tyrese, you're on Run Fez.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, buddy.
Love your show. I just wanted to let Earl know that the brothers here, we listening to the show. You got to step it up. You're the only one there. You got to step it up for us.
You are supposed to be representing, Earl.
You got to represent.
Yeah.
Professional guys, man. We doing our thing. You got to represent for us.
And I made a mistake, and I owned up to it.
Why don't you do this? When you make a mistake, why don't you break a microphone and run down the steps? And everybody will chase you.
That way we'll know it was you.
Here's Jeff. Jeff, you're on Run Fez. How you doing, buddy? Jeffrey. Jeff, going once, twice? We're going to let you go, buddy. Here's Oren. Oren, you're on the Run Fez show. How you doing, pal?
Hey, Oren.
Hey, Bubba Buddies.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, I think Earl's looking at triple secret probation.
You know what, Earl? I hope my best friend Don Wicklin isn't listening to this today because we're just about to get you off probation, right?
I'm 4 days away.
Oh, God, why would something like this come up? How could something like this happen? That you got Fez and a Tilly. I don't know if that's even a word. What would be the word be, Johnny?
Tizzy.
Johnny's right. We got Fez and a tizzy. 4 days left. That's all we want to do is get you through the weekend. Ed, you're on Run Fez.
Hey, don't worry about, Penthouse Fez. You're number one in Playgirl's eyes.
There you go, Fezzy.
Ed's just trying to make me feel better.
Yeah. Those swinging dicks over there are crazy about you. By the way, have you ever heard of even one woman reading Playgirl? It's mainly read by gay guys.
It's all about gay guys.
Why don't they just call it Gay Guy Magazine? If there's enough gay guys out there, name a gay guy magazine and start making some money for yourself.
You know, I never understood why they don't call Playboy Playgirl, because it's all about girls in the magazine. So they really should switch names anyway.
Well, here's the deal. The Playboy is Hugh Hefner. He's the Playboy, the man about town. So years ago, we were supposed to say, how can I be like you? What does you do? What does he listen to? What does he eat? What does he smoke? What does he drink? That's the whole thing. You're the Playboy, the person reading it. It's not them. You.
Okay. See, I thought because the girls being naked were very playful, they should call it Playgirl.
No.
Okay, no.
No, not at all. But nice try there. You're all amped up. Hey, Rump Ranger. Rump Ranger, you're on the Run of Fez show. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, what's up, Ron?
Yeah.
Hey, I just wanted to say, Black Earl, you did it again, man. Just like you did on O&A, and you screwed their program up. You made Fez look like a fucking fool. You need to get your shit together, man, or get another job.
That's me, Fez the fucking fool.
All right, let's all take it down a step. It was a small misprint, Earl. You've learned a lesson here. Go over this stuff before you hand it to Fez.
Yes, I have to be more thorough.
Fez, your big thing is not to take something that's small and give yourself a heart attack from it. Yes, it was annoying. Yes, you're known as Mud Eater. Yes, the people at Penthouse think of you as unprofessional.
See, I hate that.
Yeah. Yes, you brought shame to the Watley name. Fine. It happened. Move on.
See, it seems big.
Yeah. You gotta be like my man Bronx Johnny. Bronx Johnny just goes a little slower. That's his deal, okay? Bronx Johnny, that's his whole thing. He is not heading too fast now.
What would have you done in this situation, John?
Look at him, he's a low rider.
I would have chilled, that Earl made a mistake, it's not like he makes a lot of them.
True.
So,
The thing that set off my blood pressure is when he pointed outside the room like, oh, don't come to him with any of this stuff.
Fez, again, look at what Johnny's saying. Earl's normally right on the ball. Right? Am I right, Johnny?
He does make a mistake here and there, but who doesn't,
Right.
Earl, he tries hard.
You don't see...
He should own up to them.
You don't see Bronx Johnny having a heart attack. You know why?
Why?
He don't give a fuck. He don't give a fuck. That's where you gotta be. That's where you gotta be right now. Not for Earl. Don't get me wrong. This isn't to protect Earl. Or to protect anything as stupid as this show. But that ticker of yours, that fucking damaged ticker.
Earl gives me a heart punch about once a week.
You can't let it be that. You can't take it that far. You're going to end up in your grave. And Earl's going to be pissing on it. I'm going to fucking bury you.
Don't you do it, Earl.
I'm going to bury you. Or my dream is to have you put into ashes.
Do not cremate me.
I need to.
I do not want to be cremated whatsoever.
I can't get 6 guys to carry you.
I'm sure if you keep asking, you'll find somebody.
Most I can do is a temp service, and I don't want to go in fucking pocket on this funeral. You haven't made 6 friends in your life.
There's an article today that the casket companies are really getting hurt by all the cremation going on.
What about the Kiss casket?
Apparently that's the only one that's doing well. And now the casket companies are trying to come up with different innovative things. Like they're trying to put out one-of-a-kind designer urns so that an urn costs like $12,000 now.
I don't even want to be in an urn. I just want to be chucked.
Doesn't an urn defeat the purpose of being cremated?
Well, some people, the thing is that the families sometimes want to keep it. Now, I know people, they went into an urn and then into a fucking box, like a filing cabinet, out at the funeral place, out at the cemetery. They got those little, like, white things that set off. They're like filing cabinets. You can file people's ashes away. But it doesn't matter. Even if you're buried, they're going to dig you up one day. They dig up mummies now, and they just start to fuck around with them. So... it's not like where people from the 1400s are buried or whatever. So get rid of the whole thing. What about you, Johnny? Where are you going? Burn?
I want to get cremated, thrown in the ocean.
What ocean?
Whichever, I could care.
Yeah.
East River.
But you definitely want to be in water, not in dirt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Dave?
Cremated, and maybe Johnny could help me out with this. Be put on first base, Yankee Stadium, for my boy Don Mattingly.
If every fucking guy who wanted to go into Yankee Stadium went there, that place would be a goddamn big mound like Staten Island. That's why they won't let people do it. Because every Yankees fan, and let's face it, we got, 300 million people in this country, 280 million act like they're Yankees fans, so we just can't do it for you.
How about the fact that they're making a new Yankee Stadium? So why don't we let America have their dreams? And
the old Yankee Stadium.
Put them all in what will soon be the old Yankee Stadium.
Now, Earl, looking at you, I'm going to guess buried, right?
Yeah, put me in a box.
Where do you want to go? Queens?
We have a family plot.
Where? Down in North Carolina?
No, out in Long Island.
Yeah. So you would still want to be with your parents?
Yeah, why not?
Because you should have a chick and your kids of your own. You're still going along like the fucking 40-year-old virgin. It's not seemly.
Are you going to go between your parents?
Now, Fez, you definitely want to be buried?
Yeah, I definitely want to be buried.
I'll get you back to Northern Virginia. You're home.
Do not bury me in Northern Virginia. I do not want to be buried. You bury me in Northern Virginia, I swear I will find a way to dig my way out and come after you.
Fez, you're at a 9. Me and your blood pressure need you at a 4. Out of 4. Am I right, Johnny?
Learn to breathe.
You know about modeling, about seeing somebody and trying to be like them?
Right.
Be like Bronx Johnny, the fucking coolest man in the room. Fuck Enron. This is the fucking coolest man in the room.
I need a Virginia shirt.
Yes. Get a fucking nice Virginia shirt on. Dave
have
was
mine.
willing to take his off if you don't mind the sticky pits.
You can have mine. I'll put my other shirt back on.
They're already stained.
Hey,
Yeah,
Mike.
no, they all stained.
Mike, you're on Run of Fez.
Hey, Ron. Hey, Fez. How's it going, man?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, I'm still pissed off for fucking up that phone call between Harry and Billy. He's played like 15 minutes of it, then cut it off as soon as it was funny.
Man. That's a good
You remember-
point from the 100th show, Earl.
That's a good reminder.
Well, I was instructed to keep the clips short, and I kept them short.
You were never instructed to do that. I'm so...
No one ever instructs you to cut out the fucking punchline. Earl, I want you to get the setups on the air and get rid of those punchlines. We got to go into break.
Yeah, I'm surprised we all don't remember that meeting.
Yeah. Here's Clay. Clay, you're on Run of Fez. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Clay.
Hey, Ron, Fez.
Yeah.
You guys were talking about being cremated. You know, there's a law in the state of Florida that was passed by the funeral home owners lobby, oddly enough. I didn't know they had a lobby.
Yeah, they do.
It requires a body to be to be embalmed even if it's going to be cremated, just for money.
Just to make cash.
Just
Yeah,
for cash.
embalming is part of the whole fucking grossest thing to me. And then laying in a box and rotting kind of grosses me out. Burning is not nice, but at least it's fucking over with.
And the heavy makeup, too, that comes with burial. I'll finally look good, I think.
That might be the best you've ever looked. I'll get our next 8x10s done with that picture. But I'm all kidding aside, Fez. You got to stop amping yourself up like this, bro. You got to stop it. You know, it's just driving you too crazy. Sean, you're on Run of Fez.
Boys, how are you?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, sometimes it takes somebody kind of objective, perhaps outside the family, to see things for what they are. And
Yeah.
I just got to tell you, Earl is clearly pathologically dishonest.
Do you think so, Earl?
When did I ever lie? I said it was.
Oh.
I said it was possible. That's what I said.
Go back to that O&A show.
No,
where
let's
he
go back to
starts out-
let's go back to right now. I said, was it possible? I said, well, Dave writes the quote sheet, the cue sheet, right? But I said it's possible that the information I gave was not correct. I said it was possible.
Yeah, after you
And
got
then-
caught pointing out to somebody else
I got
first.
caught. No, I said it was possible.
You will own
I
up
said
to
it was
as much as
possible.
You get caught.
No, I said it was possible. I said if it was, I made a mistake. I'm sorry, and that's what I did. I owned up to the mistake.
Earl, here's the deal, though. You've been in radio how many years?
This is my 17th year.
17th year. You're the executive producer of the Ron and Fez show. With that comes responsibility for your staff. So, if something happened that went wrong, it would be normally the matter of you would take the heat because you didn't either check the sheet that Fez was given, or you trusted Dave enough, you know what I'm saying? Then that would be your point to take the heat for it. Then later you go, Dave, do you see the fucking shit I had to take today on the air from Fez? And I'm covering your ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But you have a tendency when you go, because you did it with Dave with the O&A thing when it was only like his second day here, when you're acting like, hey, I'm going to watch out for my staff, when it definitely wasn't Dave.
No, I stood up for Dave. I totally stood up for Dave.
You only stand up for Dave
Fucking nuts.
if he did it. That
said-
made it seem like he did it.
No,
I'll take responsibility for what happened to the O&A studios, is what you said. Which
Yes,
implies,
because-
anyone who's listening implies, Earl, that I didn't do it, but I'll take responsibility. That's what it implies. To anyone who was listening, they thought someone on Ron Fez's staff fucked with the O&A shit, when it was you who did that.
I'm not going to even go into that again because that was total horse shit. But, again,
What
I
was
made
that
a
whole
mistake.
shit? What you were accused of?
yeah,
Okay.
completely.
And I print out the sheets exactly, quote unquote,
Quote,
how
unquote?
you give it to, how you give me the sheets.
Yeah, which is exactly why I said it was possible that I made a mistake. It was quite possible that I made a mistake, which I did, and I owned up to it, and I'm sorry for it.
We got to get you in just 4 more days, Earl. But I look over at you fucking vendettas. You, fucking Dave, Fezzi. You do not have the cohesiveness, the teamwork that me and my ward, Eastside Johnny, have. Eastside Johnny,
Ooh.
Bronx Johnny. Do you see what I'm saying? You guys haven't pulled together as a team.
I want to make the move to Ecuador after this.
Well, there's no room for you, Fuzzy. There would be, except for what did you do? You went out with this fucking amped up bastard last night, and you went out with that lying son of a bitch Earl. Lying son of a bitch Earl.
Mistake of my life.
Shh, never step on Johnny when he's laughing at one of my jokes. Go ahead, Johnny.
No, that was funny.
Thank you, Johnny. Here's Big Papa. Big Papa, you're on Run of Fez.
Hey, Ron. Hey, I got to give Earl a little bit of credit there. He did admit that his fault at the beginning, even though he was quietly saying,
True.
that he might have made a mistake there. I mean, you got to give him a little bit of credit there.
Earl is a man among men. I give him all the credit in the world for that.
I mean, what kind of crew can you expect today? You got one guy over there who can't jerk off at all. He's nervous as hell. I'm surprised he's even sitting in the room. I would have jumped all over that damn penthouse girl.
She was unbelievable too.
You got Earl over there. I mean, is doing his best just not to look at that girl. He typed it wrong. He admitted it.
You know what? Here's the other thing I want to point out about that penthouse girl. And I'm like, God, you're so tiny. How do you weigh 1/8? Then I see when she stands up. She's got 40 pounds of tits and another 60 pounds of ass.
Yeah.
And am I right, Johnny?
Yeah.
She's unbelievable, right?
Yeah, man.
Will you be jacking to her later?
Oh. Yeah, in all likelihood, yeah.
Yeah, in all likelihood you will. Do me a favor.
In the likelihood.
Save the batch rag for Dave and bring it back in with you.
Don't talk about batching or hot chicks or send me any porn links.
Was she unbelievable, though?
She was very hot.
Yeah.
And thanks for that Salma Hayek photo you sent to me today.
I know you're a movie fan like I am. You're a movie fan.
It was pornographic.
Holy shit.
Of Salma Hayek?
Well, it's almost.
It was her posing from a film. Why? You feeling like I can't send you stuff for the show? Is that where we're at right now?
She was spread eagle on the table, and it was very alluring, and it hurt me.
Yes, and I wanted to bring it up later on the show. I'm glad that you did. Fez, I saw this great picture of Salma Hayek. She sure is beautiful. That's show prep, my friend. Hey, Rich, you're on Run of Fez.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Earl, I like you. I want to give you some constructive criticism
Nice.
here. I think
Sure.
you make it.
He's always
you
open.
make it harder on yourself, intentional or not. But you admit to it, but you're not really admitting to it. You kind of take some blame, but then you're I don't know, just kind of like you're blaming other people.
Hey,
and Rod,
Rich, here's some constructive criticism for you. Fucking, you just can't have adverb after adverb after adverb. You got to fucking mix that thing up with some nouns, something, just to try to get a sentence going. You stuttering prick. Thanks, Johnny.
But what he said was very true.
Please do not step on Johnny's
Sorry,
laughs.
Johnny.
It's the best part of the fucking show right now. Johnny enjoying himself.
Sorry,
Bronx Johnny. Now, what were you trying to say?
What the guy said was very true, very accurate, because he apologizes collectively rather than personally.
Right.
He says we screwed up.
So it's not a team.
What? Wait
Well, no, it is a team because-
wait a minute. I said I made a mistake.
Right.
And I'm sorry. Where's the W-E and I?
Earl, you're a
blamed him.
stand-up guy.
What none of the callers or listeners saw is when I looked at Earl of Why Is This Wrong during the interview with Krista, the penthouse pet, he pointed outside the room and gave me a look like, don't come to me with your problems, I didn't do it.
Now, how can a point say, don't come to me with your problems, I didn't do it?
Because he's immediately saying it's not his fault, and he...
Earl, what were you pointing at?
No, I was pointing at Dave because Dave writes the sheet.
But I
Yeah, you gotta write these fucking sheets perfectly.
I write him verbatim. I know. I write the information verbatim. What Earl gives me. So if he's going to mess up the stuff, then it's going to get messed up because I go on what Earl gives me verbatim.
And how many times did I say today instead of Friday before the guest corrected me instead of anyone on the staff?
Robert, you're on Run Fez.
Yeah, Ronnie.
Yeah.
Just when I was missing past the buck Fez, he shows up today. Clearly, it was his fault.
No, the thing is, Fez, on the air, it was your fault. You were reading the wrong information.
Exactly.
Why didn't you cover for Earl there?
Now I miss shit together, Fez.
You used to be wired. Back in the old days, Fez, you used to fucking have your shit together. If you said something, I knew it to be true. Now I'm like, what is Fez reading? Bad information off the web?
That's where I'm at now.
Why didn't you cover for Earl? when the mistake went down.
Earl doesn't cover for anyone, and I just wanted to know. And
why didn't you teach him a lesson and go, I'm going to cover from Earl, and then later you take him aside and you go like this, Earl, buddy, don't leave me out there like that. You saw what happened. I get fucking corrected by the Penthouse pet.
I was ready to, let it go. I never brought up the fact that he's blaming it on someone else when he pointed at someone else. I let that go past.
Yeah, but I mean, here's the thing.
And then he keeps pushing buttons.
When did this happen? 35 minutes ago?
Yeah.
So it's a difference of today or Friday. Who gives a fuck? No one's going to go see her. What are you going to do? Stand in line and get somebody to sign a fucking picture of their tits? That's fucking ridiculous. Go ahead and enjoy, Johnny. That's fucking ridiculous. The only reason why she came in here was to taunt this goddamn redheaded stranger.
If I can't go to Earl, Earl needs to let me know, like he did today with that hand sign. That if he's not responsible for anything, then I just won't go to him anymore.
Here's Dumb Johnny. Dumb Johnny, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, how you doing, Ronnie? Listen,
yeah.
You don't see Bronx Johnny fucking up like these two backstabbers.
No.
You know, I'm telling you, he treats you like a man, not like these two bunks.
Let me tell you something. I hit my knees tonight before I go to bed. I'm thanking the Virgin Mary for dropping this Bronx Johnny into my life. You know what you want? Right. You're like a fucking horseshoe around my neck, a good luck charm. Look at you.
Thanks, man.
Ronnie,
seriously.
You got nothing but chocolate syrup highways and marshmallow skies ahead of you.
I swear to God,
with a friend like him.
I feel like I'm walking around with a rainbow with this beautiful fucking glow of this good luck charm right here. You have turned my whole life around, Bronx Johnny.
I wouldn't say necessarily rainbow. I'd say horseshoe. I'd stick with the horseshoe.
Well, here's the thing. What's at the end of the rainbow? It's a fucking pot of gold. And that's where you're taking me. Cool, I'm following you to a pot of gold. You thought I meant Rainbow Coalition like it was a gay thing.
No, I didn't.
Let me tell you something, Johnny. Never be homophobic because no one's going to look at you and think gay.
I hear that.
You may be the last man on the face of the earth. And that's what the women say when they look at you.
You got called Little Diesel by the Penthouse pet.
Yeah. She called you fucking 5'2" Ecuadorian fucking hot stuff. Seriously, she turns to me. She goes like this. She goes, "You got to get me away from Bronx Johnny. I'm soaking right through my fucking jeans." She goes, "This fucking pussy of mine is like a waterfall down there." And then she goes like this. "Do me a favor. Tell the fag it's Friday, not fucking Monday.
Shit.
Tell that Mud Eater what fucking day it is."
Mud Eater. That's how I'm known.
Fezzy, why do you make a big deal about this? You fucked up. You made a mistake. So what?
I didn't make a mistake. I read what was given to me.
You should be like me and fucking Bronx Johnny. Zippity doodah. We head down the street like Bugs Bunny. Not a care in the world. Me and him might take a sailboat out on the Harlem River later. Just go out with a couple of fucking beers and some rods and reels and just enjoy life. It's the little things, Fez.
Doesn't sound relaxing.
It's the little things.
Me and Fez will be going bowling today, maybe, Mr. W? Or no?
I don't think so.
Oh, shit.
I have to go home and go over all the paperwork to make sure it's correct.
Oh.
Earl, here's the other thing. You can't have this fucking redheaded bastard selling you out during the fucking show, getting Fez even more frustrated.
You know, all I could say is I made a mistake, and I'm sorry.
Good enough for me, buddy. Good enough for me and Bronx Johnny. If you and Dave made a mistake, and it came out on Fez's watch, to me, I see three people. All I see is me and Johnny are fucking innocent. That's all I see in this.
I'll apologize, too.
One thing I don't like to see is the way you guys start fucking selling each other out. What happens if fucking cops come in here looking for blow? Everyone's going to be fucking diming each other out here. We got to stay together. What do we give them? We give them zip, nada, zero.
I never do it proactively. I always do it retro, or I always do it respondative.
Oh, so you got a time that you start squealing. That's what.
No, whenever Earl says it's Dave's fault, and it's a lie, then I have to rebut. Otherwise, I can't have myself looking silly.
You're looking fucking silly because there's no pigmentation to your skin. You got fucking eyes like a couple of flashlights. That's what looks silly. You're covered in Pink Floyd fucking paraphernalia.
Oh, shit.
It's ridiculous. Here's Kurt. Kurt, you're on Run Fez.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
Listen, Earl is a weasel to the utmost degree. he acts like a stand-up guy, but every time he gets in a situation like this, he chooses his words in such a manner to leave himself an out. So there's always a little seed of doubt that he's not responsible for whatever fuck-up he caused.
So I guess I made a mistake and I'm sorry isn't out, huh?
Nah,
yeah, I made a mistake and I'm sorry.
It takes so long to get to that point.
But here's the thing, Earl, just so you know. You can say that you're sorry. Does that make you feel better? The person who's upset with you was Fez. He doesn't seem like he feels better to me.
No, and
he seems like he's still in that fucking same place. And I worried about being amped up. The guy can't be amped up anymore.
The last person I want upset is Fez.
I don't need you to apologize, Earl. What I need you to do is be executive producer of the Ron and Fez show. That's what I need you to do. And when something's gone wrong, you didn't see me flipping out. I just looked at you like, what's going on here? And I.
But after the fact, Fez, you were snapping a little bit. You're too upset about this stuff.
Yeah, because
it's a life lesson for you.
Because it takes him forever to admit it. It wasn't until the callers were right. It wasn't until Eastside went and got that email that he said possibly.
I said it immediately.
After you pointed at everyone outside the fucking door.
Just Dave. What about this? Road trip? Johnny, how long would it take you to steal some Winnebago? Could you have one by the end of the show today?
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah. And without killing anyone. I just want... Seriously. Here's Jay-Z. Wants to help out Earl. Jay-Z, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yo, if you're having Earl problems, I feel bad for you, Ron. I got 99 problems, but Black Earl ain't one. See you.
Very nice. Isolate that. That was really nice.
We needed a little bit more Shaggy, actually.
By the way, I do like that fucking song, Earl. Every once in a while, that 99 problems. Ben, you're on Ron and Fez.
Buddies.
Yeah.
Listen, isn't this a strike against Earl? Isn't he on double secret probation?
Yeah, that's why I didn't want this thing to blow up, and it has. And sometimes some of the on-air stuff gets carried into the office, and then it's bad for everybody. So I just want to chill this thing out so it doesn't get Earl in more and more trouble. Spanish Boy, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, I just wanted to ask a couple questions, one to Ron and one to Fez.
Go ahead, Spanish Boy.
Earl, you had brought this whole thing up, and then all of a sudden, why wouldn't you, as a producer, want to just go out and find where the problem was immediately, rather than just point to somebody else like it was their fault?
Like put someone on it immediately and find out what was going on?
Or go back into the problem and find out where it initiated at. I mean, I would think as a producer, you would want to instantaneously find out where the problem was.
Well,
yeah, you'd think.
Well, again, Dave writes a cue sheet. I did double check, and I checked old emails that I sent, because I copy all the emails I sent. I double checked, found out it was my fault, and I said I made a mistake, and I'm sorry.
Well, there wasn't any checking into it until Mr. Redhead wanted to run down and grab his email.
That was the double check.
But yes, I made a mistake, and I'm sorry.
Well, anyway,
what more can you do? For me, I'm going to say this. I'm hunky-dory with it. Yes, the show looked like an idiot. I had to sit there and explain to this young lady, I'm like, Fez isn't always like that. Normally he's right on the ball. You know what I'm saying? She's like, no, you were perfect. And I go, no. I feel like when Fez looks like an idiot, it reflects off of me. You know?
Thank you.
Yeah. Here's Brian. Brian, you're on Ron Fez.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
Hey, I got to be with Earl on this one. I think Fez is just blowing this up to try to get Ronnie to forget about V for Vendetta. Any little thing he can to make him forget about it.
Fucking V for Vendetta.
It continued when Earl kept pushing my buttons.
Here is Dog. Dog, you're on Ron Fez.
Why is Earl still working there? Any other business you're in, if you're that incompetent, your ass is out the door.
I'm going to just say this, and I mean it. Earl, you're closing in on being the best producer I've ever worked with. And I mean, today aside, let's face it, It was the reason that this is going on all this time is because the word Friday got confused with the word today. That's the end. That's all that happened here 45 minutes after the fact. Doesn't seem to be that big a deal.
Yes, if Earl doesn't, point me in other directions, if Earl could be the executive producer and take the responsibility instead of saying, don't look at me.
Look, everybody take it down a bit. It's just a fucking show. It's really not even a good show. That's the beauty of this show. It's not a good one.
And I shouldn't worry about it, you're right, because it'll just happen tomorrow and the next day, where something will go wrong and Earl will say, not me.
That's not true. When's the last time this happened? Was the O&A thing a month ago? Or 26 days, if we're really going to go by probation calendar. So it's not an everyday thing, Fez. It's once every 26 days, like a fucking period, he makes a mistake and tries to cover it up. He tries to cover his shame. So it's going to happen again in 26 days. Be ready for it.
It'll happen again tomorrow, I guarantee it. There'll be something he doesn't take responsibility for.
Here's Matty. Matty, you're on Run of Fez.
Hey, Ronnie, how are you, brother?
Good, pal.
Hey, buddy, look, there's a serious thing that's got to be looked at right now.
Yeah.
Is that Johnny's going to end up signing with somebody else because of the craziness that's going on with the show right now.
Johnny, do me a favor. Do not sign with Sirius. Do not sign with CBS, with Clear Channel. Do me this thing and let us make a counter offer.
No problem.
You're the best intern I've ever had.
Thanks, boss.
There's something going on here between me and this kid, Fezzy. And I didn't think it was going to happen anymore. I thought I was past all this.
But I made the attraction.
I made a friend where I never thought I could.
Ecuador?
Yes. I want you to do this. I thought it over. And I think I've come up with a name that you can call me.
No problem.
Papa Steve.
Papa Steve.
Here is Rob. Rob, you're on Run of Fez.
Don't call him that.
How you doing, guys?
Yes. And I need you to make up a flag for the show. And put yourself in it. I'm talking to Rob. I'm talking with Johnny right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What can we do for you, Rob?
Hey, guys, how soon we forget you guys need to lay off Black Earl or he's going to start breaking shit and run out of the studio crying again. And we don't want that, do we?
No, I certainly don't. Dave, do you want it?
No, I don't want it. I like Earl.
No, that was the scariest thing I've ever seen.
You live in the Bronx and you're from Ecuador. That didn't scare you.
That was pretty bad.
Fezzy?
I'm thinking.
Come on.
No, I don't want that.
He's your friend. Why don't you go over there?
I just want some responsibility. I don't want every question I ask. Who? What? Huh?
I want you to look at each other and apologize to each other. And then that'll end this. Fez, you go first.
No, I'm not going to.
See? You're just like him. That's why you guys have this problem. You're just like him.
I didn't do anything wrong.
That's what Earl said. The same things that you get mad at him for is what you're guilty of.
But in my case, I'm not lying.
That's the way Earl feels. Earl, I'm sorry if this thing got blown out of proportion.
And again, I'm sorry that all of this happened. I'm sorry.
Dave, I'm sorry I made you sit there with a fucking tie on.
I'm sorry too, Ron.
Johnny, I'm sorry that this world can't be as good as you are for it. You're a fucking ray of light that's come down from heaven, and you should be in heaven. Unfortunately, God gave you to us so that you can bring us up a bit.
Thanks, Papa Steve.
You are a blessing. Call me Steve Z if you want. So, Fez, see that?
I'm sorry I went to Earl when I guess that wasn't his responsibility.
Okay.
I won't make the mistake again. I will not. I apologize for that mistake. I will not do it again.
I wanted to teach you a life lesson here. You feel like you're hurting Earl, right? You're hurting your fucking heart and those clogged up arteries of yours. This is what does it.
It's pounding out of my chest.
Well, again, you feel like that statement is hurting everybody else? I'm telling you the truth. It's only hurting you. You've got to take care of you.
And then Earl, that means I just have to depend on myself.
No, it doesn't. It means you can't get upset. You live in an imperfect world. There's only fucking one thing in this world that's perfect. and that's Bronx Johnny. Other than that, everybody else is flawed. We're not saints.
You're right. I shouldn't get upset about it because nothing's going to change. And getting upset about it doesn't change anything.
Right.
I can yell, I can get angry, in one ear, out the other over there. It doesn't work. You're right.
More or less that is true, Fez. But you can't...
He's not going to fix anything I asked for.
All right, I just want to point this out. The word fry was replaced with to. This happened 45 minutes ago. 45 minutes, you're fucking steaming. The fucking mullet-headed girl, and she went off. She's living her life. She doesn't give a shit. The Penthouse people are happy. Bronx Johnny's going to go on with life. No one fucking cares about this. Earl's going to let it roll off his back.
Of course.
Because that's what he has to do to survive. He found himself in the hospital worrying too much before. None of this stuff is important. It really isn't. Friday, fucking today, what's the difference? What kind of idiot's going to go stand in line to have a fucking naked girl with clothes on signing pictures of herself? It's insane. Earl, I don't know how we get to these places. Chris, you're on Fez.
Hey, Earl, why don't you stuff your stories in the sack, mister? Ronnie, play the song. Play it.
I don't see that as being racist. If you said something racist, I definitely would have. And saying stuff your stories in a sack, it's not helpful. Johnny, is there any kind of an Ecuadorian wise thing that you've grown up with that maybe you can give us? Some kind of a saying? Something that you live by, a code that you live by down there?
Hoy día, mañana no. Like today, shit happens, tomorrow it ain't.
You hear that, Fez?
You're going to have to say that again for me.
Hoy día, mañana no. Today shit happens, tomorrow it ain't.
Hoy día pasa, mañana no hay nada. Basically, shit happens today, tomorrow it ain't gonna be there.
Right.
Where does the shit go?
Hopefully down the toilet. I don't know, bro.
That's right. You don't worry. See, here you are. What he's saying is this. Today, bad day. Tomorrow, good day. Earl, did that help you at all? The wise saying from Ecuador?
This is a great saying, but I still feel awful. I feel awful that Fez feels awful.
That's what he wants. And instead of doing that, we got to pick him up and help him change. Help him feel good.
I don't know how to get through to you, Earl.
Jerry, you're on Fez.
Yeah. Fez?
Yes.
When you read that, you knew it was a mistake. Why didn't you say, well, who wrote this shit, you know? That's what he wants.
Why didn't you say something?
Because that was me taking care of Earl.
There's a saying in my family. What? It means today should happen, tomorrow it ain't. That's simple, Fez. Tomorrow it ain't.
I've never heard your family say that.
You don't know my real family. My real family's from Ecuador. Here's Tippy, you're on Fez.
Hi. According to the website, there's been just put out a memo that apparently Fez has been blackballed by the whole Penthouse pet community. So he wants to let you know that.
Now it's online.
I want to apologize to the young lady, Christina, for calling her mullet head. I was just trying to play down, and her hair looked fantastic.
Didn't get to see her.
Well, you peeked out from underneath there.
Yeah, but I had the blindfold on for 20 minutes.
Boy, did she sit back in her chair when your clear eyes showed up.
Fucking bug eye stuff. That was like frightening for her.
Just a ray of white light. Couldn't see her.
Beauty. She's a beauty. I would love for her and Johnny to have babies. That, to me, would be the most perfect baby ever.
As baby diesels.
Yeah, what was that whole diesel thing she was at? That angle. I was looking diesel.
Yeah, I've never heard that unless it's Kevin Nash.
No,
like it means you brolic, like you're big, but I'm not.
Like
yeah,
a
you're
truck.
fucking diesel, brother. Don't play it down. You're fucking diesel to the ladies.
Yes.
Why don't you fucking flick your tongue on her, showing you fucking mean business?
Oh man,
you should have.
She's cool though, man.
I know.
She was real cool, bro.
Why don't you roll her one of those special fucking Ecuadorian cigarettes that you have?
Oh man.
Here's Ed. Ed, you're on Fez.
Hey, guys, I'm really worried about Earl, you know. He's a real religious guy. Maybe the lady Shirley from Kansas could call him and talk to him and help him, counsel him through his inadequacies.
All right, hold on. You want to call Shirley Roper? Earl, is that what you need?
No, I really don't.
Baptist to Baptist?
She's a poor excuse of a Baptist.
Well, they all are. Nothing against you, Earl, but it's really one fucked up religion. It's so far from catechism. You're Catholic, right, Johnny?
Yes, sir.
Fucking Catholic saint. I consider him the second Immaculate Conception. The Virgin Mary and him. That's how we went.
I'm sure his father had something to do with it.
Mm-mm. He has no idea what his father is.
Really?
Papa Steve's right.
Dono, you're on Run of Fez.
Yeah, I had some advice for Bronx Johnny.
Yeah.
Bronx Johnny, run. Get the fuck out of there. They're going to start stabbing you in the back. Run.
No one would ever believe anything bad about Bronx Johnny. What could be bad about a fucking good luck charm?
You've been a delightful intern so far, Bronx Johnny.
Chris wants to, we lost you, Chris. He wanted to stand up for Earl and say Earl's a good guy. He sends shirts out to everybody. I will say this, Fez. This guy works on the show constantly.
Yeah, but the things I need him to do, they get passed along.
Well, he made one mistake today, one error. He really did make an error.
I'm finding a pattern.
Of what, 26 days ago and today?
There's been other times. There's one yesterday during the meeting that I let go by.
What was that?
When I asked about promos. Promos? Promos I got. And that got passed along to Wicklin.
I'm not busting here, but I did talk to Wiki, and Earl talked to him yesterday all about your promos. So, he did pick up on it. And again, I'm not going against you. I'm not standing up. I'm just saying, you know, Earl's a good guy. He did make a mistake today. Well, along with Eastside Dave, they both did.
I'll take credit. I'll take responsibility. Let me take responsibility for Earl.
I just don't know why it takes so long to get to that point, though.
But Fez, not to point back at you, but you don't read that card, nobody knows. If you know what you're reading,
read the card.
What you know what you're reading, if it's fact, you go on.
I can't trust that any of these cards are facts.
It's not a big deal. I'm just trying to point this out for you. Not fucking to do with Earl or nobody else. You're making a mountain out of a molehill. It's not good for you physically. It's not good for you.
I know, and I need Earl to step up.
Forget about Earl. If it's not Earl, it's going to be somebody else. Mistakes happen in life. They do. It's not a big deal. No one cares. It's a mistake nobody cares about. Not even slightly.
Right.
It's not important. Not a big deal. What we're going to do is break. We're going to have a break here. Dave, I'm going to need 2 rollers and 3 bales of cotton.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
I'm going to do it fucking for no reason other than to get you out of my hair for a little while.
Okay.
Bronx Johnny, you know where the petty cash box is?
Yes, sir.
I want you to go down, put all that in your wallet. You fucking deserve it, because I just wish I could give you more.
Thanks, Pop.
I wish I could give you more than just today's petty cash. You've been that much of a joy.
Where's the petty cash box at?
We don't need that. This fucking kid, whatever you need, you can make it appear. All right, we'll take a break. We're right back. Run fast.